What a fucking mess! Okay, so I'm late. Benny's still getting on the call. We just had to go shopping for dresses, or not dress. He's not wearing a dress. I would love him to wear a dress, but he's not wearing one. Hi Justice, I'm busy. And then I open the stream and my little VTuber's not working. And then my fucking Streamlabs updates and it changes all my audio settings so it's not picking up my microphone and I'm screaming to nothing. Okay. Benny will be here eventually. Elijah will not. But for right now it's just me and I'm gonna be doing gesture drawing. I'm sorry, Justice. I scared her. My god, my anxiety is like flashing before my eyes. Trying not to scream.
You have the power to change your life.
Ah!
That's why it's
Starts blasting an ad for Dave and Buster's. Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Oh, Benny's still trying to get his shit set up. Goobers! I never a novice. Would you like to hear the bullshit I just put myself through? I don't know if you heard me ranting about it. So Benny and I went to go shopping for like clothes for our friend's wedding, which is this Saturday. Okay, listen. Benny and I went shopping at Ross. We were like, yeah, we got time after work. We'll just do it real fast. We did not have time. We went so fast. I have never tried on so many dresses rapid fire in my fucking life. We get home. Hi, Benny. I'm recounting the bullshit we did to ourselves today. And also, okay.
Oh.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can. Where is Elijah?
Remember, he's skipping this one and the next one.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. So, we thought we had time to go to Ross. We were like, yeah, for sure. We have time after work. We barely had time. We got back. I'm running into the house. I literally turn on my computer and it's 8 p.m. And I open Streamlabs and Streamlabs starts updating. And I'm like, cool. That's so awesome. I start the stream. My VTuber's not working. It's like, it's like the fucking...
Did you stream on Discord as well?
Yes, I'll stream on Discord. Oh my god. So my VTuber isn't working. I'm trying to figure that out while the stream is going. I fix it, and then my mic isn't working because Streamlabs updated, and it's not picking up anything from my mic. I don't even know if it's getting desktop audio right now. Yeah, it is. Okay. And then I go to YouTube to put on the music, and a Dave & Buster's ad starts blasting at full volume. It's the last like 5 minutes of my life have been very chaotic. We did it. Are you still there, Benny?
I'm still here yet.
Okay. I was like, you're awfully quiet.
No, I'm waiting for levels to be playing
through the TV.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm streaming on Discord as well.
Yes.
Through the TV. Yeah. I'm streaming on Discord as well.
Yeah. Music's kind of low.
My volume's low. Or the music volume is low. As well.
Yeah.
What?
Music, not yours.
Okay. I said, is the music volume low or is my volume low? And you said, yeah.
I don't have my headphones on, Sophia.
Okay, I didn't know that. Navarra Novice says, I think the universe is trying to tell you to not. You know? I think so as well. Alright.
Your volume is fine. The music volume is low. I have my headphones off.
Okay, I'm raising the music volume a little bit.
Okay.
Beep bop skiddly bop boop. Skippity beep beep. Scoppity bop bop. Beep bop skiddly bop boop.
Beep bop boop.
How we doing? You like the music volume?
All right, we're crispy. We're golden. We're chilling.
Cross.
We're good to go now. We're late as fuck, but we're good to go.
No, we're not. The title of this stream is "I'm Not Late, You're Late."
I saw that. Yeah. Well, at the ripe time of 8:08, you want to intro our stream?
Yeah, sure. I guess. What's up? I can't even yell. I'm like out of breath and tired. What's up, Tennessee? So the Tapster, welcome back to another Cascade stream. Today's been a lot, and I'm tired.
Busy.
Okay. I want to do a kind of. I'm gonna be doing gesture drawing because I want to show people how fast you can lay down a body on a page. But I want to do like a whole
Yeah, we're
body.
testing Sophia's Riz. See how fast you can lay a body down.
How fast can I get someone to sleep with me? Oh, this is a cute one. She's very curvy. Okay.
We should time you.
Huh?
We should time you.
Oh, please don't. I will cry if I am timed. Okay, what is this? I can't tell you how many times my professor, like those really fast, we had to draw drawings in like 30 seconds. Oh, did you put up the We're Live post?
I did.
Yeah. I don't even know where my phone is. Like, that's how much of a mess I am right now. We had to do drawings in like 30 seconds time. And hated it. I hated that.
It helps though.
It does help. It makes you better very quickly. But you also feel like a complete and utter failure because everything you're drawing is very ugly.
Why don't you do that though?
Huh? What, draw in
Why don't
30
you do that?
seconds?
Yeah.
I will not be doing 30 seconds, but I might do like 2 minutes. I do want to do
Okay.
I do want to do a quick sketch. Do you want to give commentary about things I'm doing, like the line of action and why it's important?
No.
Great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. You doodle. I'll give commentary as best I can of what the bullshit you're doing, what the strain is.
Mm-hmm.
So to start off, like you mentioned, line of action. It sounds super fancy and super cool because it is super fancy and super cool. The line of action, whenever a body's doing shit, it is what carries the energy of the pose. So you'll have like a C curve, which is in the shape of a C, or an S curve, which is in the shape of an S, hence the names, right? Sophia is starting with an S curve, meaning the body's energy, the energy of the pose, the movement of everything, is going to follow the S. Everything goes with the S. It follows the whole thing. Most poses have lines of action, especially in animation, which gives the pose more energy. And usually poses already have lines of action, just as a good point of reference. Yeah. Are you using a reference?
I am.
Nice.
I'm drawing a bigger lady who's posing with her knee popped out, so we'll see how this foreshortening thing goes.
Nice. Also, Sophia is breaking the body down, but also not at the same time. I thought you were going to go a different direction with how you're going to build the legs.
I don't know.
I love references. They're fun, and forgive me for my mistakes.
I've never done
References-
anything wrong in my life, ever.
I also love references because they can't tell me my art's bad when I make bad art. They're just happy to be a part of the process.
So something else that's great when you're not in a class with a professor screaming at you is when you realize the leg you drew is the wrong proportion, you can just like skew it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can take a tiny bit of time to do that, and your professor's not like, go faster, I hate you. You don't deserve to be here.
See, what the funny part is that they never said that, but because Sophia has anxiety, that's what she heard. Professors never said that. They were like, "Oh, you know, you got to do this, or you want to do this to, you know, have the drawing represent more with what you're feeling, what you're looking at, what the model's doing." They would give you tips and encouragement, but Sophia just heard that she's a fucking failure, I guess.
I did have a professor once tell me that she was like, "You need to go faster, Sophia," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm trying."
Who was that?
Oh, I don't remember her name, but she had like a really bad dye job. She had like
Ugh.
really bad red hair. I don't think you ever had her, but she was mean, like genuinely just mean.
Chief
Hi, Justice.
costume figure drawing.
Yes.
I never took costume figure drawing. I wanted to. It was only available in a certain part of the semester. Never took that. Just lame. It's fine.
I'm not
See,
timing myself. Did you start timing me?
I didn't. I thought you were timing yourself.
No, it's fine.
I will time you.
No.
I will
I
time
did
you.
it. I already
Yeah.
did it. It's already going. Okay, so I've got like the basic energy of the pose, and now I want to start adding some meat to this skeleton.
Yeah, and what Sophia means by that is adding meat to the skeleton is something she jumped the gun on with the legs.
Listen.
Because you're supposed to lay down the framework, and then some people who teach you how to draw tell you to draw boxes. I was taught to draw boxes to kind of get the direction of the body's facing in perspective and space. It helps. Sophia did part of the frame and then just went right to the legs, which is okay. Sophia knows what she's doing. Obviously, this is good, and she's laying the body down really fast, like really quickly. Like for Sophia and I, this is like a slow way of getting the body laid down because we're trying to, you know, show you guys. Her and I usually get bodies down much quicker than this, but anybody else looking at this, I'm sure that they'd tell us we're being really fast, and we're like, oh, I thought I was actually being kind of slow.
I know, I feel like I'm taking forever. I'm like, damn, I'm wasting so much time. I feel like I did when I was like in costume figure drawing, and she was like, go faster, do it faster, and I was like, oh my god.
It does help. It does help a lot, but it also gave you, you know, anxiety.
Oh
Or it contributed to your anxiety.
Yeah, it stressed me the fuck out. And and she would always tell us like you have to have faces, you have to have hands, you have to have feet, and I was like, oh my god, I have 2 minutes. Leave me alone.
See, 2 minutes to get hands, faces, and feet is reasonable for the classes I was taking because they had to do like 10-second sketches, and then 30-second sketches, and then minute sketches, and then a minute and 30. So like they like increase the time gradually, and so over time you're like, oh my god, 2 minutes for a drawing? That's so much time. You tell anyone that, they're gonna think you're a demigod.
Oh my god, I remember some like during like the 10-minute poses, I was like, damn, we're still going? Like
Right?
I was so used to moving in like a fevered panic that when you get to the longer poses, you're like, oh, I have so much time to do things. Yeah.
I guess I'll just shade.
I know, I'm like,
To
oh.
answer your question.
Huh?
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 Oh no, Navarre Novice asked the question. What line of action do people sitting down usually follow? That's actually the part of following a line of action that's tricky. Is there is never, as far as I know, a line of action that bodies typically follow whenever they're doing a specific action. It usually depends on what angle you're drawing it from, so perspective is part of the mix, right? It depends on what pose they're striking, how their body is positioned. You even have to take into account gravity, like how gravity's pulling the body down, which makes it compress in a different way than someone else's body, depending how much mass they have in different parts of their body, which would affect the spine, which would affect the pose entirely. So it's really just about what the model you're drawing is doing, or what pose you want the person you're drawing, whether you have a model or not, what pose you want them to strike. Yeah. Yeah. The line of action is a tool to help you draw and to test the energy of the drawing that you're making. It's not the end all be all of like this is required before you start a piece. Like, no, it's not. A lot of times I'll do a drawing starting from a line of action that just looks like utter dog shit and smells like hot dog water, and then I'll just draw a pose that I feel is more natural to how I draw. And then I'm like, oh, there's a line of action so obviously right here, and I didn't even think about it. As opposed to trying to make myself conform to an arbitrary curve that I literally slapped down on the page with no idea of the body I wanted to draw or the pose I wanted to put it in, right? It's supposed to be a way of describing shape and form and energy, specifically energy for the pose, of the direction of it. That's the whole point of it. That's why it's called a line of action. You want to feel the action in this pose. It's supposed to describe the energy specifically. Because the main point of this line of action is you don't want a pose to have like no curve. You don't want it to be like a straight line down or like a super soft curve unless you're going for a super soft curve. Usually you want to push the pose. And Sophia, do you want to talk about what pushing the pose means?
Pushing the pose means making it more exaggerated than it actually is. So generally when you draw things exactly as they are, it looks stiff. So like how far over this lady's hip is going right now, I'm pushing that. Because if I drew very realistically to how this woman is actually standing, it's going to look stiff and wrong. By exaggerating your drawings, they actually look more real.
Why don't you pull the reference into frame, like into Photoshop, just so that anyone watching can compare how you're drawing versus what the actual shape of this looks like.
I will do that with the next one, because I don't like this anymore. Okay. So I'm gonna put her off to the side and make another one.
Wait, I'm gonna time you.
Yeah. Hold on, I have to find a new reference first.
Why don't you go to Line of Action, the website?
I don't like a lot of their poses, and they mostly have like very thin models, and I'm trying to draw models of like different sizes.
That's also something you'll notice when you're drawing people. Whenever you're looking for models or references, a lot of times people will draw an idealized or a very thin looking person. Usually won't be people with a lot of fat or meat on their body, which sucks because like those are the really interesting people to draw. You know, all these curves and lumps and twists and bumps, and you're like, oh, that's so fun to draw. Not that people who are thin aren't fun to draw, but they're the most common kind of form and physique you see. It's kind of like, it's like, not to get too into it in terms of social stuff, but it's kind of like fatphobic in the art community. They only want to draw like this Greek god of a person. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like a chiseled statue.
Let me save this image, and I'll bring it in.
Like very rarely.
Do you want to look at one of? I know we didn't put up a topic post, but do you want to put in, or do you want to pull in one of the topics from one of our old streams?
I can look through them for sure.
Cause
Are you gonna draw her, or was she the reference for the last person?
No, I'm gonna draw her.
Okay.
This is somebody new. I'm just expanding my board. Whoops.
Get it.
So I can have both the reference and what I'm drawing. My hesitancy with putting the reference here is you can see how I'm also wrong in whatever I'm drawing.
Well, good. That puts more pressure, right?
Here's an idea. What if I cry? It'd be nice to me if I cried.
I am nice to you.
You are nice to me.
As an artist, this is for anyone watching too, you always want to challenge yourself. Whenever someone's saying, oh, well, this makes me look better when I don't do XYZ thing. You're like, okay, well then do the thing. Because if you're going to be good, like, be good. Don't just, like, pretend to be good. Like, actually get good. Which, it sounds kind of like a harsh thing to say. Because one, it kind of is. But two, when it comes to art, it's really easy to look good once you stop trying to be perfect, once you just go with the flow, and that sounds kind of stupid, but once you kind of like let go and do something that feels good, you more often than not will end up with something that looks good, feels good. It isn't just like this robot you're drawing. One
know,
thing, Sophia.
These are both like kind of. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let's start a timer, and I'm gonna start drawing.
Yeah. Don't draw yet. If you started drawing anything, erase it.
Nah, I erase it.
Okay. And 2 minutes are starting now.
Oh, I know. I meant like.
It's going. It's
No!
going.
Please! Oh my god, I'm scared. Okay. Please. Oh my god. Okay, okay.
Don't think about time.
I am! That's all I'm thinking about.
You'll have more poses to draw after this timer is over.
I know, but I wanted to like make this one look nice. Fuck.
You will!
Fuck.
That's also part of drawing, especially when it comes to figure drawing. I struggle with this a lot. I want to make all of my figure drawing gestures, this is what it's called, gesture drawing. I wanted them all to look like super sexy and cool and awesome, and that was just stupid. I shouldn't try and do that. I should try and make my stuff look as good as I can, but more than anything, I should try to achieve the goal that gesture drawing was supposed to do, which is to capture the essence and energy of a person's pose, not try and capture all the accurate details. Like a lot of times gesture drawings will have feet be the triangles,
yeah,
and arms just be like a wedge, and you're like, okay, that's enough. That way, if the model suddenly like vanished into thin air, I have enough information on the page that I could just continue drawing without the model having to be in the same room anymore. I just know what this pose is going to be doing. And one thing that they had us do, at least for me, is most people draw with with pencils, right? You can erase it. Some people draw with pens, and you can kind of get away with altering it a little bit. No, my professor had us draw with like felt tip markers.
Yeah, he said whatever you put down is fucking there.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love this professor. I'm not gonna name them by name. They're great. They worked on BoJack. They're a phenomenal. Oh, time's up.
No.
Yeah, new pose. Okay, new reference.
I didn't get her face or anything.
That's fine. They told us not. Sophia always tells me this, so I want to throw it back at her. It's good advice. Don't treat your drawings as if they're precious, because they're not. Especially gesture drawings. They're not precious. They're supposed to achieve a goal of capturing the energy and essence of someone's pose and the figure, and get better at drawing the human form, and just help you learn to draw better, faster, focus on what's important. That's why it's so fast, because your brain naturally wants to latch on all the cool bits it likes, not actually getting like the information that's important to communicate what it is in the image that tells you that this thing is what it's supposed to be, you know? You let me know when you're ready, and I'll start the timer.
Okay. Hang on, I'm still setting up for this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is called torturing yourself. You've heard of the tortured artist? Sometimes we just do it to ourselves.
So if they don't turn out okay, I just get sad. Yeah, that's also part of it too. It's learning kind of how to push past those reservations you have in yourself, or saying like, damn, I get sad. A lot of times artists will be like, yeah, you kind of get over that. And you're like, that's kind of harsh. And you're like, well, you kind of get over that. After a while,
you're like, this is just what my shit looks like, whatever.
This is just live. And that's also why it's important to do gesture drawing first, because if you started doing all this detail and all this work and all this shading, and then you step back and you're like, oh, this looks bad because anatomy's wrong, the shape's wrong, the energy's wrong, the form doesn't even look like the model I'm drawing, you're going to be even more sad than if you just threw away like some scribbles, you know? So,
okay,
all
I'm gonna
ready?
go.
And start. 2 minutes.
Oh my god, I'm so stressed, please! Okay. I'm gonna make you
how
do
about-
this. I'm gonna make you do this the next time we stream. I'm gonna be like, hey Benny, guess what? You've gotta, you gotta draw. You gotta draw real fast, just like we're back in art school, and you're gonna be screaming, crying, and throwing up, trying to get
That's
this down.
That's fine with me. I'll set it up. We'll have more time to set it up too. I'll have the reference on screen. And I'll make sure to put non-nude models. That's also one part of it too. A lot of times when you're drawing in school, their models are just like fucking naked.
Yeah, they're naked.
We can't show that on Twitch, so we will have our models be clothed.
Yeah. Also, just to put it out there, this lady is very clearly photoshopped. She is. Oh my god, she is photoshopped. Because trying to draw her proportions right now, like these are children's proportions. These are ridiculously thin.
Yeah, a lot of times people will say they don't like their body because their belly pokes out, or this, the other, or fat on their leg, or whatever have you, right?
You got some shit to say to me, Benny?
No, I was gonna say that people all too often forget that they have organs, and they occupy space, and they need to have a place to go in your body, and fat exists on everybody, and you learn that more as you're drawing a body too, because you're like, damn, everyone's kind of got some lumps and bumps, and you kind of like, oh, I should be more gracious with my own lumps and bumps. Art is like, it challenges you in weird ways you didn't think you would be challenged, and it's fun. It's good. One thing our
So
professor also
messy.
told us every now and then: you got 4, 3, 2,
Shut up. Shut
1.
up. Shut up.
You're done. Next.
Fine.
How dare I have organs? Me when my uterus causes a bulge in my abdomen.
True though. For me too. I'm like, who invited her?
me
'Cause
when my body.
me-
you
All right,
know,
let me
I-
draw a dude because I've drawn just like women. me when. Justice, when did you get here?
Yeah, especially on Instagram and other social media platforms, people will Photoshop the fuck out of themselves, or they'll flex. I cannot tell you how many gym influencers all pose the same, and you have no idea what they actually look like because they're popping all their muscles out and getting the best lighting they possibly can to put the best versions of themselves on the internet. And so you think I need to look like this, when the funny thing is they don't even look like that. So
I'm gonna. Okay, speaking of unrealistic body standards, I'm about to put a shredded man on screen, because I'm trying to find like references quickly, and this is like there's a lot of like thin, like sexy models. But I've curated my feed to have a lot of like fat women, but I don't have a lot of fat men on here. Not yet, at least. Okay, girl, get
you
out
will
of
have
here.
more of me.
I will. I will have more fat women. I mean men.
I said
Everybody.
Men.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. When you take a figure drawing class too, a lot of the times these people are not in perfect shape. Like they're usually just people who look like people.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh
And
my
you're
god.
right. They do dehydrate themselves to get those pictures. And Sophia's right. In the classes, they're just like regular fucking people. All right. Are you ready? You feel confident? You feel loose?
I'm working on it. Hold on.
Are your fingers stretched? Just serious question.
They're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, I'm so stressed. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. Or do you want to give you less time to put even more pressure?
No, I don't want less time.
Are you sure it might help you?
No.
Why'd you start? I haven't
Because
started.
I'm scared. Because I'm scared. And I want.
No, erase all that. Erase all that.
No. Let me keep his head. Let me keep his head.
All right, are you ready? And 2 minutes, go.
Art sucks. 64 said who drew the left one. I'm working on it. Working out. Go ahead. Ah, I'm scared. Okay. I spend too much time like screaming about how hard this is.
Astro, I gotta do gesture drawings too. And what's cool too, usually when you're in a class setting, is you'll think, oh my god, I'm doing this so wrong. And you'll go to someone else and they'll think the same thing, but you'll look at their drawings and think, these are so fucking good. And they'll think the same thing of yours, but you won't think the same thing of your own pieces. And the reason why is because you know how you draw. You know what your drawings look like. You're used to what your style and your level of expertise and finish is, or whatever. Not finish, but what your style, what your art looks like, and they know what their art looks like. And so when they see someone else's art, they're like, "Oh, this is new and exciting." And their brain lights up like fireworks, right? Like a Christmas tree. And you'll see things they're doing that you didn't do, and they'll see things that you did that they didn't do. And then you go back after you take a break, and you stretch and pop your knees and all that good stuff, and crouch back down like a shrimp, and you'll do gesture drawing again, or standing up if you do an easel.
I like the easel.
And you'll incorporate, huh?
I like the easel.
Yeah, me too. And you'll incorporate what they did that you didn't do, and they'll do the same. And slowly, you're gonna be getting better as an artist because you're gonna be learning how to observe differently. You're gonna be learning to pay attention to different things. You're gonna pick up different techniques. Because really, the only skill artists have is having a desire to create that's like insatiable. It's kind of annoying. I can't tell you how many times I'm watching a movie and halfway through it, I can't like continue to just enjoy the movie. Oh, time's up.
Ah! I got even less of him. Look at this! Look at this fucking
continue.
crouched monster. Also, there are times that I draw, and I call it like a bad drawing day, cause like just everything I draw looks like shit, and I feel like I'm having one of those days right now.
No, I like your drawings a lot. Your gestures look really good. Here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna hate me for it, but I'm gonna give you 1 minute.
No, please, I don't want. No.
No. Now that you know, it's like having one alarm as opposed to like 15. You'll wake up for that one alarm. You know now you have less time. Your brain will focus on more important things. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You know I'm right too. You know I'm right.
I don't wanna. I have 5 minutes, please.
You'll get a 5-minute pose later on.
Fine. All right.
Okay, ready?
No, because I'm looking for reference. Hi, baby. Hi,
You're lucky
Bubba.
we didn't start you off with 30 seconds. I was gonna start you off with 30 seconds.
Oh my god, why would you do that to me?
Because that's what we did. We're streaming the creative process. This is what we do.
Sometimes the creative process is screaming, crying, and throwing up.
Yeah? Yeah?
Oh my god, I have like all these like boring men who are ripped in these boring ass poses.
Why don't you look up lanky skinny man?
Oh, here.
Or look
hold on.
up like fat model. Ooh, draw Jack Black.
I would love to draw Jack Black actually. Look up Jack Black.
Jack Black is a legend of a man.
Oh, perfect.
There's a quote
perfect.
from some game that talks about how the creative process is mostly agony. And yes, it's true. It is true. It is very true. Miss Andrews comments, sad, unsubscribed and reported.
Sad.
Miss Andrews comments. We have a meninist in the chat. No, I'm
Alright,
kidding.
hang on. I'm gonna
Alright.
turn these off for right now.
Let me know when you're ready to get the pose in.
Oh no. Please, I want Jack
That's a
Black to
good
look
pose
nice.
to have him too.
Alright.
I was gonna say look up Jack Black morph suit because it's hard to tell like his body through this.
I'm
but, like,
gonna
this-
try to. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay, and one. Are you ready? Is your stuff set
No.
up? Why don't you shrink that reference a little more? Because I don't know if you're gonna have enough room to actually draw this. Yeah, that's good. There we go. More room than you think. Okay. All right, ready? One. Well, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
And go. 1 minute.
Oh my god. Shut up. Shut up. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Just broad strokes.
I know, I'm trying. Listen, this is really hard.
Oh, I know. I do the same thing in
I'm
school.
screaming, I'm crying, I'm throwing up, this is the
Screaming,
worst.
crying,
This is the
shitting,
worst.
coming,
Screaming, crying, shitting, throwing up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Where's his fucking thumb? That's a hand. Damn it. And also
Yeah.
part of this too is like my pen. I'm not used to how it glides on my tablet. Like, it's a lot easier when you're on paper because of like the grip of the paper. I don't know.
No, yeah, it glides easier.
Yeah, it glides too smooth on my tablet, so I feel like I don't really have an accurate like way of gauging.
All right, and time's up. You're still drawing him.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting here staring at what I did. Are you happy with this?
Well, the reason I did this is a lesson for me, you, and anyone looking. When you have less time to draw something, you're forced to focus on what's important. I noticed you spending time on the hand, and like, I don't know, something else. You draw with a bunch of lines usually, right?
Yeah.
Try and make the brush a little bigger, and then just get like one line down for this to describe that form and shape. For your next
Fine.
post.
Can I try Jack Black again?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say look up Jack Black morph suit. Try and get like.
Oh,
his
I wanted to do
physique.
this Jack Black again, but I'll look up Jack Black. Oh, here, hold on. Oh, never mind, that's a GIF. I can't do that.
That's a good.
I was like, oh, that's his whole body. It's a GIF.
I love Jack Black.
Yeah, he's funny.
He was a great Bowser.
Good
Oh my
boy.
god, it was a great Bowser. He was so goddamn good.
Jack Black morph suit. I don't know if he's worn a morph suit.
I feel like he is the kind of person who would wear a morph suit.
It seems like it, right? I'm not getting anything now.
Okay, that's fine.
Here, I found Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say you could also look up like Jack Black, like at the beach or something.
Hold on.
Jack Black is my dad, Navarre Novice said.
Here. This one, I'm just gonna delete this one. I hate this one.
Nacho Libre. Oh, perfect. That's so good. Oh, yes. Yes. King.
Forgot about Nacho Libre.
I wouldn't draw the cape. The cape, it's
Yeah.
pulling energy away from him. He doesn't need a cape. He is enough.
Okay.
All right.
Can I cheat? Can I just start drawing?
I'm gonna start the 1 minute timer now.
No! I want more than 1 minute. Oh, wait. Can we start over? I forgot to make the brush bigger.
Oh, okay, yes. I'll start it before you. All right, pause. We start, and then let me know when your brush is bigger.
That's probably good. I'm also just gonna turn the opacity up to 100% because I've been drawing like at partial capacity.
Oh, before you do anything, change your brush too. Change it to the Lion Girl brush. Remember, it's more sketchy.
Do you know where that is?
It should be in your brushes pack on your right side.
Oh, Line Girl.
Lion Girl, yeah.
Okay. And let me make this bigger.
Yeah, make it a little thicky. That's a little thinner. That's a bit too thick, I think. What do you think? Is that thin enough for you, or that's too
A
big?
little thinner. I feel like it's not really changing. That's
We
probably
have a guest over. We have our roommate's friend and our friend as well over. I won't name them by name, but they're from France, and they're like very genuinely and very like seriously saying the word croissant, but they have a French accent because they're from France. And so I hear them say croissant, and I'm like, God damn, Carl Weezer has had such an impact on my life. Whenever I hear them talk, I'm just like, hey, croissant, croissant. Is what I-
all right, give me your bullshit.
All right, my bullshit.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, start. There's a bit of time. So. But I love it. Carl Weezer has had too much of an influence on my life. Oh, Nacho Libre. What a fucking movie.
I know.
You know what? Nacho Libre gets a pass. He's God, Jack Black is not Hispanic, but I'm okay with it.
I know, I was gonna say Jack Black is not a Hispanic man.
No, but I'm okay with it. It's he acts the fuck out of that role, you know? Latino pass acquired, my roommate says. Nope, timer's up.
Ah!
You're getting closer. You're getting more done.
I am, I guess.
He's not Hispanic, but his
Oh,
mom
yeah!
worked at NASA.
You know his
did
mom
work at NASA.
His mom helped get men on the moon. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right? Fucking wild. And then he became an actor. One of the best actors this world's ever known. Alright, you can stick with Jack Black if you'd like. Because he's pretty good.
He's pretty good, but I most of what I'm finding of him is gifs. Oh, here's a good one. It's another Nacho Libre one. Okay, hang on. Collapse all these groups.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, Jack Black's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be your last minute pose, and then you're going to get a 6-minute pose.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, start. 1 minute, go.
Yeah, Justice, you tell him. Tell him, Justice.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're sorry we're late. We were running around. We were doing some stuff, man.
Was somebody yelling at us for being late?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, we were running around. I'm tired and everything is hard.
Also, the reason why you might be having a hard time is muscle memory. The way we are trained on how to draw figures fast in gesture drawing, when we're doing gesture drawing, is to draw with our elbows or draw with our shoulders as opposed to our wrist. And tablets, like the Wacom's we're using, don't lend themselves to have you draw with your arm because they're big, but they're not like
They're not
a
that
24 by 16-inch canvas, you know?
I know, I keep trying to draw more with my elbow and it's like just not happening for me.
That's time. You keep trying to draw more with the elbow, you said?
I'm trying to draw with not my wrist, like drawing with my shoulder, and I just don't have the room to.
No, yeah, we don't have that room, man.
Oh my God, I'm getting costumes of like dicks.
Oh, well, we can't.
I can't show it, but
can't-
like it is.
no.
It's like one of those costumes that blow up, and it's a dick. Okay, there are no more figures here. It's just like kitschy costumes. Okay. Let me find a
Look,
pose.
you can draw a woman. You can draw a man.
Yeah, I just want to find a pose
You
I
can-
like.
You can draw a non-binary person. It is Pride. We are still in Pride. You can draw a
Happy
transgender
Pride.
person. Happy Pride.
I've done a lot of like contrapposto poses. Hmm.
Indeed.
I'm like debating if I want to draw this dude.
I hope you want to draw. We're on stream.
I'm being forced to draw against my will right now.
No, you're not. You
Yes,
you
I
love
am.
this.
I'm being harassed on my own stream by some man who's yelling 1 minute, 1 minute.
You're gonna love doing it to me.
Yeah, I am. I want like a fun, cute, and fresh pose.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Because Navarre Novice was asking about sitting poses, yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Which is very par for the course. Whenever you're doing longer pose, the models tend to like
Sit down.
recline on something because like they don't want to stand up for 6 minutes holding a weird pose.
Yeah.
They would rather get comfy and sit down.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Remember, this is gonna be 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 3, go. One thing also that Sophia's doing, and what I mean earlier by you'll see how other people draw versus how you draw, is Sophia tends to draw with the head first. The reason I mentioned that is because right away I saw that if she was going to run into some trouble there with the way she placed the head, because the shoulder is jutting out right below the head, but also right to the left of it. And it was going to spill into the photo.
Wow,
know,
judging me
usually shouldn't be.
immediately? I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't even started and you're like,
You started. I like drawing with the shoulders first usually. And then I just slap the head on there. Because in gesture, heads are easy. They're just like these like things you slap on, right?
I got used to doing heads first because one of my professors had us she was like, they have to have faces. If they don't have faces, like I'm not counting it as a drawing. And we were like, okay, great.
What the fuck? That's not what I was taught at all.
Bro, she was mean. Very mean to us. I cried several times in her class.
See, that's one thing about artists that I hate. Being an artist
Crying?
is that they have like these weird rules that you have to follow, otherwise they don't consider your shit art, and you're like, fuck off, dude. You're the Lord of Art.
I wanted to bring up this pose because this woman is in a C pose.
T pose.
Oh my god, I can't. Today is one of my bad drawing days. Like, some days I feel like I just forget how to draw.
Yeah. I remember going to class and having days where I'm like, I can't do shit. And then we go on dinner break and I come back and I'd still feel like shit, but it'd be a little better, a little less shit.
Get a little break. You're like, I guess I feel okay. I still feel like garbage, but it's okay.
And you'll have days like that. I think a lot of people have days like that. But that's normal. That's some normal shit.
Yeah,
One
sometimes
thing my professor
you just have a day that you're like, damn, I can't draw.
Can't draw. But then,
Benny,
like,
I hate
you
this
look
pen,
at
by
the
the way.
drawing. The pen?
Yeah.
Like that brush?
Yeah, this brush. I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
I don't like how it looks.
It's sketchy, like charcoal.
Don't like it.
I like it. You can pick any brush. I just suggested that one because it's like a fat brush.
Yeah.
But
Well,
also
I'm in it
angled.
now.
You're in it now. I would get the limbs taken care of.
I did.
Looking at time.
Yeah, they're here.
All of the limbs?
They're here.
Let me see.
Are they good? No, but you know what? They are here. You kind of boobs as limbs?
No, I said limbs, not boobs.
Listen, I'm a little rusty.
No, that's okay.
At the draw sprint. Next week you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is bad. Why did I do this to Sophia?
You're just trying to be mean to me.
No, I'm not. This is horrible. This is very hard, and I'm very tired.
I'm very tired too. And next week I'll be doing this for sure. We're gonna put Elijah through this also.
Yeah, he's gonna do this. Hey, welcome back from being married. Draw as fast as you fucking can.
As fast as you fucking can. Let me see where we're at. Time. We got 1 minute and 13 seconds.
Fuck the hands. I'm not gonna do the hands.
Yeah, fuck that. That's all you need. You already got the hand.
It's kind of a weird pose because she's like squishing down her boobs. So I'm like trying to render out her boobs, and she's like, no.
Boobs aren't important. One thing a professor told me that I never thought of before was when drawing a gesture to pay attention to negative space as well.
Mm-hmm.
That oftentimes will let me know if the proportions and the perspective of a drawing or a part of the body of drawing is how it should be. If I look at the negative space and it matches what is on the thing. Sophia, do you want to talk a little bit about what negative space is?
Negative space is the part of the drawing that doesn't take up...
wait, actually, before you continue, time's up. Go on.
I will go on. I'm just gonna keep drawing her.
Well, now you can adjust her as well,
Yeah.
but a little bit. You were saying negative space.
Negative space is basically where your figure isn't. So for this figure, the negative space is here. It's here. It's here. It's the space that is not taken up by the figure you're drawing.
Do you want to like outline it, just to kind of show them?
Hold on. My charcoal pencil. I like this charcoal pencil. So the negative space would be like this space here.
Yeah.
This is negative space. So you can see, like, I got close. She's got these triangles open. Her elbow's a little out more in the picture.
Yeah, that's why negative space helps a lot, because it can tell you like, oh, it's off because the shape that her arm and her body made when they're like in that angle are different than what I got. And what we mentioned before, where you don't want it to be completely accurate, you want to push the pose a little bit. The negative space will look a little different, but it does help to reference that when you're trying to make the pose still feel like it's working, you know?
Yeah, I hate that brush. Sorry, I switched over to a charcoal one.
Fine. I like the brush.
Good for you. You can keep it.
Yeah, I don't know why your professor put such an emphasis on a face, on a fucking gesture drawing. It's a gesture drawing.
Oh my god, well, I mean, I feel like the face kind of looks like her, though.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, but like faces are portraiture. We did faces when we got to like shading and we got to longer poses, but like if there was not a face, like it wasn't a big deal. Our professors had put a nose and like maybe like the hint of eyebrows, and you're good. You're golden. I don't need much. The body is what we want to have you do. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, she would tell us like, this is an advanced class, and if you don't draw a face, I'm not counting it. I'm like, oh my god.
I took the advanced class and for figures in context, and my professor did not say that.
Well, mine did, and she made me cry a lot, so.
I think I know who you're talking about. I don't think I like this professor.
No, she was a bitch. I hated her. Like, I hated going. I'm pretty sure she hated me too. Like, it was mutual beef.
I think I remember this professor too because I was walking up to class one day. My class started a little later than hers did. I was walking in late, but you know, whatever. I graduated, so I'm fine. But
Whatever, I got the paper. Who cares?
Yeah, right. Be on time with things. Anyway, and I was coming upstairs, and she was running up behind me to get to her class, trying to find her model, and she's like, "Oh, are you the model for our class? Oh, come on in." And I'm like, "No, I'm a student." She's like, "Oh, oh, I'm so sorry. Anyway, ignore me." And I'm like, she thought I was a fucking model for her class.
Benny just subtly flexing that a professor thought he was a model.
No, I'm saying this teacher is so like not dim-witted, but like she's so in her own head that she saw someone clearly carrying an art bag and thought this is a model for my class.
Clearly an art
big
student.
like portfolio bag, and she's like, "Oh, you're the model." I'm like,
Like, you
my
get in
hair's
here.
all frumpy.
You almost became the subject of a like fan fiction. You get like swept away, like, you, the model, get in here, and you're like, whoa.
I just didn't follow through with my canon event.
No.
When you look at someone's gesture drawing too, you can get a feel for what they put an emphasis on. Artists tend to do same face syndrome, and I think that translates also to their bodies. I had this friend of mine in class who, no matter how thin the model was, they always drew their figures thicker than what the model felt like. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, why are you doing that? Why are they drawing the model thicker than they actually are?
Yeah, they always do their model as thickies.
It's a thickie. And it messed with their proportions because they try and fit so much mass into the pose this model was striking. And the mass that the student was trying to put on the pose, on the body they were drawing, would not fit into the pose that the model was striking in the proportion and the angle they were drawing them in. Like, let's say they were like leaning on one arm on a stick, and they had another arm on their hip, and like the legs were like bent in a weird way. They would try and draw that with more meat on the body than there was, and the professor would be like, "This is not what you're saying. This doesn't even feel like this. And the proportion feels wrong. It feels squished." And they're like, "Oh, I'm trying." And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are they drawing them so big? And I never really understood why they did that.
I have a tendency to draw my heads too small. I don't know why. I like almost every time I'm drawing, I have to adjust the size of the head.
I think I draw my torsos a bit too big. I used to have the problem where I drew my legs too big. I think I still draw my legs too big. I think I draw the body like...
I think everybody has... It's like a rite of passage to figure out the proper proportions for legs. Because you start learning how to draw legs and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make these some big fucking legs. You get excited about them and then they're too big.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking thing.
Hi, Bustus.
It is 9:01, so you are released from your prison.
My prison of drawing. Well, I'm liking this drawing now.
You can keep with it.
I think I'll keep with it a little bit.
But the good thing about this now is that even though Sophia still has the reference right to the left of her drawing, because she laid down enough, even though there are some things she should tweak there, I think, she doesn't need the reference there to make those tweaks and continue with the drawing. She has enough information from the gesture alone to draw on top of the sketch, without having to alter the sketch to get the drawing to look the way she wants it to. And that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
As much as it is like a complete and utter panic to draw as fast as I possibly can, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun. After a while, you're like, all right, let's fucking do this.
It's like, all right, here we go. Oh.
Sophia and I would do this for 6 hours.
Yeah, we had 6-hour classes. I don't know if we've mentioned it. No, I'm sure we've mentioned it. But Benny and I both had BFAs.
How did we do that? How did we
Oh
do
my god, I don't know. But like, I remember like looking up like out of a trance, and like 3 hours had passed, and they're like, "All right, go get dinner," and I was like, It's so weird being yanked out of that.
Some of these classes would be like towards the nighttime, and so as opposed to a lunch break, we would have a dinner break. We just like leave and go get food and come back.
Yeah, most of those
It
classes
was
ran
weird.
from like 4 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was. Good God.
And I don't like. I've had friends complain to me like, "Oh, I have a 3-hour class," and I'm like, "Oh, no way."
Oh shit! No, it sucks.
Like I've sat through numerous 6-hour classes actually. I
Oh,
think
you have to do this thing for. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say the last like I want to say 2 years of my art degree, I had at least one 6-hour class.
Yep.
It's a lot of them.
Like, how do you? Like, I had friends who would tell me like, oh, I have to go do some history thing for like a couple hours, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. I'm gonna go into a class with a fully naked man and draw him for 6 hours, and they'd be like, you're gonna what? And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're not the same. we are not the same.
Yeah, dog, and I'm gonna do that every fucking week for 6 months.
Every fucking week, like we're very different vibes, man. And then the next day they're like, oh, I'm having this test and I'm so excited, and I'm like, oh, you're excited. I have this like naked woman sitting here, and we're drawing her, and we're like, all the students are like making jokes with her. She's like trying not to laugh as we're like showing her memes, and she's like fully naked. This is a wild Tuesday for me. And then I'm gonna go home and like have dinner. This is a weird time. Being an artist is fucking weird. It's fucking weird,
You
dude.
see a lot of naked people. It gets to a point you're just kind of numb to it, and I forget like, oh, it's not normal to be around a bunch of naked people all the time.
No, it's not. I remember, for us it was, I guess. I remember one time we were drawing this model, and it was time for like a dinner break, and so all of me and my friends in that class were gonna go get dinner, and the model, still completely naked, titties in the wind, was like, oh, you guys are gonna go dinner? Let me come with you. Where's a good place to go? She's talking and moving. She was like a very, like, she talked with her whole hands and like expressiveness, right? Again, no clothes. So like every part of her body is like moving with her, if you catch my drift. While she's talking, he's like, oh, where are you guys gonna go get dinner? And I'm like, I need you to put a shirt on. It was weird.
Hey, yo, you're really cool. Please, for the sake of my sanity, can you do me a solid and get dressed, because I can't continue with this conversation. Yeah, no, we would just have conversations with naked people all the time.
Yeah, we say that. Honestly, though, the weirdest part about that is we wouldn't behave like that. We'd be like talking with them, forgetting that they're naked. It was weird. After a while of being around someone who's naked for long enough, a switch in your brain just kind of like flips, and you forget to see them as naked.
Yeah, it's
And
just
they're
like
just a person.
they're working. Leave them alone.
Right? And then you tell, like, they'd ask you a question, and you would just like talk with them, right? And you would just like converse and whatever. It's interesting because most of the time when someone's like naked and they're attractive, and sometimes the models were attractive, right? Sometimes the knee-jerk reaction is to like have your eyes wander or whatever, right? But you had spent, I don't know, 3 hours prior intentionally being told to and required to look at every form of their body, that after that time, your brain's just kind of like, I don't really care anymore. And they would talk to you, and it was like from their neck down, just like didn't exist, and you just were talking to this floating head, and then you're like, oh shit, they're not wearing any clothes, and I just had a full conversation with what movie we like to watch. This is being an artist is weird, man.
Yeah, like even whatever thought I just had like vomited out of my brain. It's gone.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, like at some point it's not weird, or actually very quickly it's not weird. Like I wouldn't even say at some point. Very quickly you're like, I don't fucking care. I have to get their titty is not sitting right. It looks like it's levitating, and why can't I figure this out?
Yeah, and you're like, god damn it.
Yeah,
the balls are wrong here. I can't get the shading right. The balls are wrong, therefore the shoulders wrong. This is all wrong. And yeah, you forget there's a naked person in front of you.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
I think like the first time you walk into a figure drawing class, like it's kind of jarring. And then
going back.
Yeah, past that you're like, I'm busy. I don't have time to think about this.
I'm moving. It's weird, yeah. It kind of opened a part of my brain when I first took a figure drawing class. God, years ago. I want to say like 2016 or so. Some punk kid, right? Not even thinking anything about the world. Young dude. And that wasn't long ago, but still. And I remember this like area of my brain opened up for the first time that wasn't accessible to me before. Where I was like seeing a naked person, but also not seeing a naked person. That you just, it's like Sophia said, you get used to it so easily. And I just forgot they were naked, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why do people wear clothes? Like, I got so used to someone just being naked, and like, I was completely fine. And they didn't look bad. They were attractive, but I just like didn't care that they were naked either. And it was weird. Like coming from like high school, all the hormones are raging, into a college setting, and someone's like naked, you're drawing them for 3 hours. You think, oh, you're gonna go feral. No, you kind of like have this air of professionalism about it, and then you forget that they're naked, and it makes you think like, fuck.
Nobody warned you about it either. Like my professor never was like, oh hey, by the way, there's gonna be a naked man here tomorrow. They would say, we're gonna have a model tomorrow. And that meant there's going to be a naked person in front of you for 6 hours tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. You just drew them. It's weird. It pushes your brain in ways you didn't think were going to get pushed. Because again, especially in America, usually you think of, oh, you're going to be around a naked person. It's usually in some sexual context, right? So when you're doing it like this, it opens a very different area of your brain up that isn't sexual at all, isn't even platonic. It's just professional, and it's just learning, and it's just information based, and it's really, I don't know, it's special, and I wish more people got to experience what that was like to just be in the same room with someone like that. That usually is a very vulnerable setting, and it's almost like empowering, and you get to like learn how to doodle. That's cool.
You have to do little doodles and sit down with naked people for 6 hours a day.
Yeah. Sophia, if I was you, I would enlarge that head now that you have the chance to.
Yeah. Yeah, damn.
You still can. You can just get the lasso tool and just make the head bigger.
Yeah. No, I'm doing that right now. I was like, hee, I'm drawing the face right now, and you said maybe you should enlarge that head, and it was like a slap in the face of like, oh my god, her head is so tiny.
It's not about the money, Spider-Man.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man.
Oh, you're highlighting 2 layers, Sophia.
No, I'm only highlighting one.
What. No, but that's why it was the transform tool was going over the whole thing before.
I know. I was trying to move them both so I can move my sketch layer and my final layer, but Photoshop doesn't let me do that, so.
No.
I think too because her hair is so big, I just
Yeah.
Never novice said I'm still here by the way.
Thank you, Navarre Novice. Thank you. Also, a little tidbit about negative space too. The negative space that I was focusing on the most with this drawing was the space between her hand that's supporting her and the legs. If you see in the legs, the leg that's further away from us in space and the one that's like kind of bent inward where we only see the thigh, right?
Mm-hmm.
It forms a closed triangle, the space between that bent leg and the
Yeah,
one
I
that's
noticed that too, but the way I like drew this leg, I would have either had to make the calf too big to get it to close that negative space. So I would rather have the calf closer to a true calf than like make the calf weirdly big and close the negative space.
Gotcha. See, the thing that I was gonna say actually was that thigh needs to be longer.
This one? The bottom one?
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
right.
'Cause if
You're
you look
right.
at
It
the
does.
picture, the thigh needs to be longer.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Fucking Miss Bellum over here.
You also gave her more cushion down there.
I did. It made her a little thicker than she actually is.
A little thicker. That's part of drawing, though. You gotta just like make shit up as you go.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff we throw at you guys information-wise. But the funny part is when we're doing our doodles and previous streams and having fun, this is all stuff we think about rapid fire in our heads like all the time, but we don't realize it because we're so used to thinking of those things when we're drawing. My roommates are looking at the drawing on the screen, and they're giving me like these like molto bello. They're like kissing their lips and like having. It's so fun. They're saying Picasso. They love your drawing.
Oh, thanks.
It is really good.
I think I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was a good stream. I had fun. I'm hoping you had fun.
I was tortured. I was
You were tortured.
put through the ringer.
Alright, well I think that's all we have time for tonight. Next stream, I'm gonna be the one in the ringer and Sophia's gonna be torturing me.
Yeah. Alright, bye.
And we'll make sure to be on time.
I will
Bye
not.
y'all.